Matters. This is a platform where we discuss everything about wedding, from preparation to execution to post-era wedding era. I want to say thank you for stopping by. If you are preparing for a wedding, or you have a relative that is preparing for a wedding, or your event planner, this is the right channel for you to watch. We'll be right back. Thank you. Welcome back. So we are considering 7 things you should avoid on your wedding eve. That's talking about a night before your wedding. 7 things you should avoid. Number 1 is late night partying. Gone are the days where people organized bachelor eve before their wedding day. The truth is this: if you actually want to do a bachelor's eve on a party or whatever nomenclature you want to attach to it on your wedding eve, please let it not go down the night. Please, you can actually make it possibly 6 to 9, 6 to 8, but let it not be into late night, because at the end of the day you may not be able to catch up with the time. Paraventure, if you are going for a church wedding, you may not be able to catch up with the time. Then number 2 is that you must avoid night driving. If your wedding is tomorrow, so why driving this night? If you are going far, then you should get there on time. Make sure you get there on time. You don't need to drive in the night. Get there on time, especially for security reasons, for so many reasons, for fatigue and so many other reasons. Please do well to avoid night driving. Then number 3, another thing you must avoid on your wedding eve is that you must avoid eating new food, trying to test new food. If you are going to a place, let's say your wedding is taking place in your wife's place, and then it's a culture that you are not actually familiar with their food, a place you are not familiar with certain food, and then guys there or the lady or whoever introduce new food to you, please, that's not the time to try to experiment those food. Try to avoid it. After the wedding, you can actually experiment those food and see how tasty they are, how good those food are. So try to avoid testing, experiencing new food on your wedding eve, because some of them at the end of the day you may have stomach upset, which will not be quite okay on your wedding day. So try to avoid experimenting new food. Then also, I had some guys talking about taking much water on your wedding eve. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Please try to avoid taking much water on your wedding eve. Why? Because you discover that when you take much water, especially in the night, that simply means all through the night you may be waking here and there. I mean, from time to time, to probably go out to ease yourself, which will not be very okay, because while on your wedding eve, you should have a sound sleep. You should have proper sleep, proper rest before the wedding day. So avoid taking much water on your wedding eve. Before I move to number 4, also avoid overfeeding. Not just because probably you have gone to a place whereby you enjoy the food there, or hotel that they serve wonderful dishes. Please avoid overfeeding. Then number 4 now, try to avoid sleeping in a crowded room. You should have the highest number you should have in your room should be 2, either you and your best man. The place should not be crowded, because if it is crowded there may be noise, and at the end of the day you won't have a very wonderful sleep. You should have a wonderful rest on your wedding eve. If you are a lady, the highest, maybe you are what is it called, chief bridesmaid, is okay, is enough for you to sleep together on the same room. So avoid trying to sleep in a crowded environment, a crowded room. At least 2 people max should be with you in your hotel room. Then number 5 now. Number 5, you may like taking alcohol, but on your wedding day, please try to reduce the consumption of alcohol. If you are to take any, try to avoid consuming alcohol on your wedding eve. Because why? If you are not the type that takes much, and then because of some guys around you or some ladies around you decided to consume much, at the end of the day you may miss some sleep or you may oversleep. At the end of the day in the morning you may be stressed out and it will affect your wedding day. So I try to avoid alcoholic consumption, much alcoholic consumption if you are to take any. But I advise you don't take alcohol on your wedding. Please avoid last minute rush. Last minute rush, talking about trying to, that's the time you should go and prepare for your wedding. No, your wedding eve should be a time for you to relax, be calm, and then probably check out how you are going to enjoy your day, not the time that you now be rushing for food for others. Why am I saying this? I had an experience 2000 and 2017. I was to cover event in Benin City and I went there as a vendor. Anyway, though the place was the guy was somehow close as a relation as a result of us meeting, discussing, and thereabout. So we became a little bit close. And do you know when we got to Benin, it was the guy was actually in Lagos here, and even the lady was in Lagos. So most of the things were handled by the guys over there. And then, do you know, by the time we got to Benin that Friday evening, most of the things were not done. So it was actually the guy that went about to book for the hotel, to book for even to the point of buying stuff that were to be used for that wedding that night. It was awesome. So by the time we got to our hotel room, it was almost like 12 a.m. So avoid last minute rush. Anything you want to do, please make sure you put it in place before your wedding eve. Your wedding eve is not a time to be going out to do stuff that you ought not to do. So I believe with these little tips, it will help you a lot on your wedding day. Because why? Your wedding eve is very important as far as your wedding day is concerned. Thank you very much. But before I go, I want to plead with you. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do well to subscribe, like, and comment on this channel, especially this video. Comment on it, and then we'll be glad to see you again and again. Thank you very much. I wish you success on your wedding day.